Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Friday, June 12, 2026. Making the headlines tonight, PSU president files FOIA request on MIRA split payments and urges action against public officers involved. BEWJ continues protest against BEL for severance, and motorcycle crash in San Pedro leaves one man dead, another injured. We take a first break and return with the news in detail.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, Benny's.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business, and that, for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Get ready, Belize! Crab Radio is firing up the grill once again for another fundraiser barbecue special.
Oh, well.
Join us Friday, June 19th for a mouth-watering feast. Tender, juicy chicken and smoky Italian sausages, all grilled to perfection with the perfect sides of red beans, coleslaw, and tortillas.
Outstanding!
It's more than just delicious food. It's a community event, all while supporting Creme Radio. Every bite helps us keep bringing you the voices, the vibes, and the culture you love.
You got that right.
Barbecue chicken plates, $12. Chicken and Italian sausage combo, $16. Barbecues available from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. 3304 Amandala Drive. Don't be left out. Call and pre-order your tickets at 280-4469 or link your favorite Creme Radio personality. Bring your family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. It's another Creme Radio fundraiser barbecue where flavor meets purpose. Don't miss it.
Creme Radio 96.5.
Paperworks Entertainment and SJ Promotion presents the official Belizean Jamaican link-up. The Father's Day edition. It's an all-white day party on Sunday, June 21st at the Belize Airport Authority parking lot, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Featuring the international reggae dancehall singing sensation stage boss, Wayne Wonder. to mash up the stage alongside the General Super G for the first time in Belize, Steely Bashman, plus Belize's top DJs. Get your general tickets for $60 and VIP for $150 at Madisco, Stone Music Outlet, and VIP Wireless. And lock the date for the official Belizean Jamaican Link-Up all-white day party on Sunday, June 21st at the Belize Airport Authority parking lot, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sponsored by
at Habet and Brothers Habet. Celebrate your super handy dad with gifts he'll actually use and enjoy super savings all June. Like 15% off all power tools and Stanley hand tools, 20% off Vento PVC windows, 20% off Ascot porcelain tiles and 30% off Piso Forte ceramic tiles, and 40% off Sunlight windows and doors. Plus, stop in at Brothers Habet every Saturday for our veranda clearance blowout. And for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win a power tool every Saturday. Visit Habet and Brothers Habet today and give Dad something worthy of his super handiness. Happy Father's Day to all super handy dads.
Time's ticking fast, future still unknown. Heartbeats in a rush, waiting for that dawn. Dreams are flying high, stars within our reach, chasing glowing lights, mystery.
This scholarship impacted my life in ways I cannot fully explain. Every day reminds me why I continue to work hard and stay focused on my goals. Personally, I am proud that I never gave up on myself. There were many moments when I wanted to quit, moments filled with stress, doubt, and exhaustion, but I kept pushing forward. And standing here today reminds me that every struggle was worth it.
The scholarship helped me become stronger because it gave me something powerful that is called motivation. It has pushed me to set goals, take my studies seriously, and to work towards attaining my objectives, one step at a time. Instead of wondering if I could reach my future, I began making it happen through discipline and effort.
Feel it in the air, it's strong.
To the graduating class of 2026, I want to leave you with this. Never underestimate your potential. Your circumstances do not define your future. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments when things feel impossible, but do not allow temporary struggles to stop you from reaching your dream.
Believe in yourself and stay ready for opportunities because they will come when you prepare for them. Graduates, once again, congratulations. May your hard work continue to open doors. May you stay motivated when life becomes difficult. And may you always remember that you were not brought this far just to stop here.
Hope we're holding tight.
We have done our job through the great job that Restore Belize does. We gave you the runway. You have done yours. You earned the wings. Now go into this nation and build it, not because the government says so, but because I Am Belize has taught you to do so. On behalf of the Office of the Prime Minister, we salute all you graduates.
It's strong, something big to come. Music starts, it won't be long.
You're up against some tough challenges, but not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now, introducing Ridgeline Lubricants, a homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline Lubricants. Long live your equipment.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. PSU President Dean Flowers has filed a Freedom of Information request to the Accountant General, Auditor General, and Contractor General asking for records on the alleged splitting of government payments to avoid financial oversight. It follows a recent report that Minister Oscar Mira's sister, Jenny Mira, received more than $1.7 million in government payments, many broken into amounts under $10,000. On one day alone, 12 separate invoices were approved, totaling just over $103,000. Flowers wrote that if the comment field does not state each payment is part of a larger payment, quote, it constitutes a deliberate false entry in a government financial system, end quote. He says this practice violates Circular Number 1 of 2022, which requires higher level Treasury approvals for payments of $10,000 or more. Flowers is calling for a full investigation, disciplinary action where warranted, and the release of all SmartStream records tied to these transactions. He notes that despite any instructions from higher-ups, it remains the duty of finance officers to avoid improper payment splitting.
They can say no. They can be guided accordingly. A finance officer responsibility is not to facilitate a corrupt instruction or an unlawful instruction or an instruction that seeks to deceive the Ministry of Finance and by extension the people of Belize. That is not their responsibility. And that's why I will say without apology, when these CEOs come into government, when these ministers come into government, they are in most cases oblivious to these kind of practices. It is the public officers who introduce them to these kind of practices, and then the politicians and the CEOs start abusing these type of practices to transfer wealth, public funds into private pockets. This is not an isolated incident, and it is not isolated to the Ministry of National Defense. It is rampant in almost or perhaps every single ministry. And if it means that every finance officer who has been complicit in these type of illegal, corrupt wrongdoing of splitting payments, then they need to be exposed, and where the commission sees fit, if it is that there is the political will to go after them, that the commission deals with them accordingly. But this cannot continue. This it has cost us millions of dollars, and it will cost us billions of dollars, much to the detriment of the next generation who are their own.
SmartStream payment entries over $10,000 from the government coffers demand more scrutiny and proper documentation. PSU President Dean Flowers says that what the latest Mira scandal of split payment shows is that payouts are being done without the requisite documentation.
It doesn't matter what the quantum of the invoice was. If you are doing the right thing, just go through the process. Get the level 20 approval and get the level 30 approval from the Treasury Department. But when you do these things, what then they run from that then the Treasury Department through the Ministry of Finance would then be asking, how was this goods procured? Did you follow the proper procurement process? Where is the evidence that this thing was put out to tender? Where is the purchase orders and all of these things that need to be followed? So once you start processing these entries over $10,000, more questions is asked about the process as to how in the world did the vendor get the service or the procurement of the goods in the first place. And that is what they're trying to avoid. They're trying to avoid that they breached the procurement process or the tendering process. The reason why the Auditor General report is saying that she can't even give an opinion because there is no documentation is exactly because of this kind of practice. They're paying without having any documentation. They're paying based on instructions. And at the end of the day, there is no proof And I heard the CEO said, well, he can vouch. Well, I don't know how he could vouch that all the goods and services was received. But I've been in public service long enough to know that a whole lot of goods and services that are paid for by the Belizean taxpayers is not received. And the Auditor General knows this. And I think that given the freshness of this matter, that it is now rearing its head, it's an opportune time for Maria Rodriguez, for Teresita Miranda, and for Maria Artas to show that they're true Belizeans. Because, and I won't even call Joseph Whitney because clearly he's a chronic violator of rules and regulation, even though in most cases he issued them.
Flowers went further, saying that the pattern that has emerged points to the high likelihood that some of the purchases may be illegitimate. That's because of 497 leaked transactions, only 3 are above the $10,000 mark.
It is saying to me that while some of those purchases may be legitimate, some may very well not be, and more importantly, the procurement process, the procurement guidelines would have been violated, the tendering process. Because if I am doing everything above board, there is no need for me to engage in those kind of practices. It is saying to me that there might be much more than meets the eye. We would have seen an instance in the Ministry of Transport, I believe, under Rodwell Ferguson, whereby they would have paid for a certain type of ACs and would have received a different kind of ACs, a cheaper ACs. I'm pretty quite sure that if the Auditor General commissions an audit, these are the kind of things that we'll see, that the kind of goods and services that we're receiving for the kind of money that we're paying is not what was intended to be received. But if you pay under the 10, then it does not raise the red flag for greater scrutiny by the Treasury Department and the Ministry of Finance. So in my view, any sensible accountant general, any sensible auditor general, any sensible internal auditor should see this for what it is. It is an attempt to deceive, it is blatant corruption, and it is the siphoning of public monies into private hands, and it must be investigated, and those who engaged in the practice should be held accountable to the full extent of the law. We're also calling that where there is corruption, where perhaps those goods and services were not received, where within the smart stream system, whereby they had a duty to record and document the specifics of those purchases, whereby they may have inputted false or misleading information, that this matter be referred to the police department and that they be charged criminally for fraud.
On Thursday, the Social Investment Fund in a release denied favoritism in awarding contracts to fast construction linked to the family of Minister Oscar Mira. SIF says all its procurements follow strict competitive tender rules and multiple layers of oversight from development partners, auditors, and internal review systems. Today, the president of the Public Service Union called out SIF and said they should be calling a press conference instead to present evidence.
I would have seen that bogus, if not comical, press release from SIF. I mean, if you want to come clean with the Belizean people, Mr. CEO in SIF, Ms. CEO in the Ministry of Finance, you hold a press conference and you present the tender documents for fast construction and you show the Belizean people whereby they have gotten those contracts because they provide good work, and in most cases that the bidding process was competitive. What I can say to you all, you have lied to the Belizean people with that press conference. You all know that the tendering process is corrupt. It is corrupt. And I can tell you that it is no secret. You all at SIF are paying for cements that cost $70 a sack and in some cases $100. And if you want to prove me wrong, then call one press conference and bring the tender documents to the public so that we could scrutinize it and look at it. Bring it out for the past 5 years.
Perhaps out of frustration, Flowers said karma awaits those who engage in corruption.
In December of 2020, when John Briceño and his ministers were sworn in, the first House meeting when they went, I think it was Eamon Courtney who read those 20 good governance motions. I immediately said to the NTUCB, this is not what we call for. This is a joke. Nothing will come out of this. And 6 years after, nothing meaningful has come out of those good governance motions. No real legislation has been passed to hold themselves accountable. On the contrary, they want to punish poor people. They leave black boy then with them and they give pittance to. Yeah, even that, we're not going to that. But you all continue to protect yourselves against millions. And I always use this. My granny used to tell me, God not sleep. God does not sleep. And this abuse in office by these politicians, woe be unto them and their offsprings. Woe be unto them, because if God not sleep, I could tell you, Papa, lot of them when they get interview on their sick bed. And with the seat already, one lot of them are punished because when they engage in this type of corrupt public behavior, this type of corruption while in public office, it is poor people who honor the chance, brother. That poor people honor the chance and honor should have shame on yourself and woe beyond to and on offsprings by way of karma and by way of the natural justice that the good Lord want to deliver on. And I know some of you not believe in a God, but at the end of the day, the alchemist say, what is deserving to you will come to you. And that is my comfort, that whether we get justice here or not, at the end of the day, justice will be served, because God winks at ignorance. And clearly Belizeans are showing that we're an ignorance of the people because we have done little. And so hopefully vengeance will be that of the Lord. And I don't know Christian, but I have to hold on to some faith that these people will be held accountable if it is that the people that we're paying are not doing their job to hold them accountable.
On Thursday night, just before 11, a motorcycle traffic accident in front of Atlantic Bank on Pescador Drive in San Pedro and Burgess Key left one man dead and another injured. The deceased, who was the passenger on the motorcycle, has been identified as 33-year-old Gilberto Ismael Noble, and the injured driver has been identified as 23-year-old Vincent Donahi Canol. Noble sustained fatal head injuries and died at the scene, while Canol sustained a fracture to his right foot and was transported to the polyclinic for treatment and later transferred to the KHMH. Preliminary reports indicate that the collision occurred when Canol was attempting to overtake a yellow golf cart. The driver of the golf cart then allegedly took a sudden slight left turn. Eyewitnesses at the scene claimed that the motorcycle was traveling at an excessive speed before the collision. Police have served both Canol and the driver of the golf cart with notice of intended prosecution. After the break, Pollard and Miller officially launched campaign to be PUP's Belize City mayoral candidate. Stay with us.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Get ready, Belize! Crab Radio is firing up the grill once again for another fundraiser barbecue special.
Well.
Join us Friday, June 19th for a mouth-watering feast, tender, juicy chicken, and smoky Italian sausages, all grilled to perfection, with the perfect sides of red beans, coleslaw, and tortillas.
Outstanding!
It's more than just delicious food. It's a community event, all while supporting Creme Radio. Every bite helps us keep bringing you the voices, the vibes, and the culture you love.
You got that right.
Barbecue chicken plates, $12. Chicken and Italian sausage combo, $16. Barbecues available from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. 3304 Amandala Drive. Don't be left out. Call and pre-order your tickets at 280-4469 or link your favorite Creme Radio personality. Bring your family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. It's another Creme Radio fundraiser barbecue where flavor meets purpose. Don't miss it.
Creme Radio 96.5.
No one should be up at this time. If you're still up, it's not you, it's your mattress. Because the right mattress changes everything. Sherwood Bedding Luxury Resort Pillow Top Mattress. Sleep better, wake better. Available at Design Depot. All in one place.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today? I'm so stressed out. Okay, I'm saying I can help right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay? Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
An increased number of former Belize Electricity Limited employees joined today's protest in front of the company's headquarters for a third time in Belize City as they press for severance. They are still awaiting an update on the legal process since the company said it will seek guidance from the High Court on the Caribbean Court of Justice's severance ruling last year. They are also awaiting a report from the Minister of Labor, who said the matter would be referred to the Attorney General for advice.
All members keep pressing on that we can't afford to wait no 5 years until a court, until that goes through all the stages. We don't know what are their intentions.
One of the things is that which one of our members just point out to us that Lin Young and some of the executive, this is the second time, Lin Young is the third time in employment at BL. This is the second time they did not have to went to no court to get their severance. They get the severance. They don't wait for no court hearing. Why we have to wait for court hearing? Double standard, we not check for it.
We also want to say that while we are doing this protest, as he said that we do have an attorney looking into it, and we have done our numbers, and we have like 160 claims that will go in. And when we, as you had asked us before, somebody, the numbers is somewhere around 15-16 million when we do our projection. And while it's that amount, it's only right and fitting because there are many things that the company and the government just throw millions away like it's nothing. So when it comes to the human resource and to ourselves, we as well people matter. Please don't use that as any ball game on say, well, we have to find this money. They can find it for other things, and we call on them to do the right thing.
The group plans to demonstrate next Thursday for the company's stakeholder meeting at Biltmore. It has been the worst kept secret over the past few months, but on Thursday it became official that Alan Pollard Jr., a councillor for 3 terms, and Elud Miller, currently serving as councillor for the first time, are both contesting to become the People's United Party's mayoral candidate. The municipal elections are scheduled for March 2027, and applications for PUP candidates end on June 19. The party will decide if a convention will be held to choose Belize City candidates. On Thursday, Miller announced submitting his application via a Facebook post and said he was joined by 7 of the city's current councillors in a show of support. Miller posted, quote, "I was proud to do so at Independence Hall alongside 7 of my fellow council members who joined me in a show of support and friendship. As this process unfolds and each of us continues the pursuit of service, I am grateful that we have built the kind of relationships in which mutual respect and support endure," end quote. Meanwhile, Pollard released a video on social media highlighting his connection to the city with the caption, quote, "31 years ago, Belize City gave me a home. 9 years ago, the people of Belize City gave me the opportunity to serve. Today, the journey continues," end quote. In the video, Pollard speaks of what he has learned about Belize City and her people and declares that her best years are yet to come. Both young men are considered to be promising young politicians with support from senior members of the party. Both men also have healthy public support. In the 2024 Belize City municipal elections, Pollard received the highest number of votes at 12,574, with Miller receiving the third highest number of votes at 12,236, behind Pollard and Kaya Catus. Miller is the son-in-law of the current mayor, Bernard Wagner, who has endorsed him, while we understand the deputy party leader, Cordell Hyde, supports Pollard. In its midday status report on road conditions, the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, advised on improvements in parts of the Stan Creek district. However, NEMO also advised motorists to continue exercising caution as rainfall and flooding continue to affect some areas of the country. A flood warning remains in effect for areas in central and southeastern Belize, and there is a flood alert in effect for western and central Belize. At mile 16 on the Coast Plains Highway, the road remains closed for temporary repairs. The Hummingbird Highway is passable, but motorists are advised to exercise caution. At the Mountain View community along the Hummingbird Highway, the main road is passable. The Hopkins Road, Kendall Bridge, and Hope Creek Bridge are also passable. NEMO advises that conditions can change rapidly due to continued rainfall. While the recent sargassum crisis seems overwhelming, the entire region is facing similar intensity. That's why it has not factored much into tourist arrival numbers. Valentine Rosado, the San Pedro Town Council's science advisor, explained that while certain tourists are displeased with the sargassum presence, many are quickly learning that it affects the entire region. Rosado said that seeing the country trying to address the issue is enough for most tourists to change their plans.
Well, the situation with the sargassum is the entire Caribbean, so everyone feels it, and I think that that's part of the awareness that we're doing, because we've learned over the years that we don't want to scare the tourists away because we depend on tourism. But when the tourists come and they see the sargassum, then they kind of feel deceived. And what's more important for them is that they need to understand, they need to be aware that we're doing something about it. Because if they cancel their vacation in San Pedro, Belize, and they end up to go to another Caribbean island, it's not like sargassum is not there. It's in the entire Caribbean, and it's been happening for more than 10 years now. So they have a high degree of awareness as to the situation of sargassum in the entire Caribbean. But the most important thing for them is when they're here and they see the crew cleaning up, they see us trying to do something about it, and they know that we have to keep our business open. Especially in San Pedro, we tend to see that we have a lot of loyal tourists, a lot of people that return to San Pedro, and they want to keep supporting our businesses, especially in times like these. So that's that awareness and making sure that we are tackling sargassum on a daily basis, no matter how overwhelming it is one of the most important things, I think.
After the break, Belize Fund allocates $300,000 emergency grant to combat sargassum crisis. Stay tuned.
El evento de fútbol más grande del mundo por fin llegó y Smart te invita a vivir toda la emoción del mundial. Antes de que empiece cada partido, predice quién se lleva la victoria. Entre más predicciones hagas, más oportunidades acumulas. Suma un punto cuando le aciertes al equipo ganador y si le atinas al marcador exacto, obtienes hasta 4 puntos. La persona con más puntos al terminar el mundial se lleva $2,500 en efectivo. Y eso no es todo. También habrá premios semanales durante toda la competencia. Además, el líder de los cuartos de final se lleva un paquete completo para armar su Watch Party. Participa directamente desde la app de Smart por solo 50 centavos por participación. Las predicciones estarán disponibles del 1 de junio al 18 de julio del 2026. No solo veas el mundial, vívelo con Smart. Smart, bring people together.
I'm getting older and I need more medical attention, and this is perfect for me, because previous to that I only went to the hospital if I had an emergency. I had a brother-in-law and he was not feeling too good, And he said he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, you need to get a good checkup. And he said, but I need to work and make some money so I can address this issue. It happened that we were working by Santana. He got worse. I had to come to New York. The next morning, Carlos, they took him to Belize. Before the day was up, he was dead. His pressure skyrocketed, and he couldn't be helped. He passed away. And that has repeated itself many times, simply because we didn't have what we have now. It's something very good for me. We've never had it before, and I see a lot of people participate. They come and they are grateful, just like myself, that this service is available.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business, and that, for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Get ready, Belize! Crime Radio is firing up the grill once again for another fundraiser barbecue special.
Oh, well.
Join us Friday, June 19th for a mouth-watering feast. Tender, juicy chicken and smoky Italian sausages, all grilled to perfection with the perfect sides of red beans, coleslaw, and tortillas.
Outstanding!
It's more than just delicious food. It's a community event, all while supporting Creme Radio. Every bite helps us keep bringing you the voices, the vibes, and the culture you love.
You got that right.
Barbecue chicken plates, $12. Chicken and Italian sausage combo, $16. Barbecues available from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. 3304 Amandala Drive. Don't be left out. Call and pre-order your tickets at 280-4469 or link your favorite Creme Radio personality. Bring your family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. It's another Creme Radio fundraiser barbecue where flavor meets purpose. Don't miss it.
Creme Radio 96.5.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axit power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's. Oh, Benny's.
I have had several injuries, and usually I don't go to the hospital. I go to the private, and I don't want to see what that is kind of high. I slice here. For this, it's 1,200 just for the first time to clean it and to stitch it. Then every day for the first week, it's dressing. It's $300. Just for that particular week, I paid $2,700. I'm a diabetic patient as well. The different medications that you have to buy. So that makes it triple challenge, I would say. Now in NHI, I get my medication free. The financial aspect is very important. Consider that it does help a lot.
With a red phase declared and weeks of increased sargassum forecasted to wash ashore, how can Burgers Key and other coastal areas cope? San Pedro Town Council Science Advisor Valentine Rosado said it's as simple as continuing cleanup efforts and recruiting as many locals as possible to assist.
To look at priority sites. We cannot clean up the entire island, but we look at small sites, we manage it at these small areas, and once we're able to tackle it, then we keep expanding those efforts to larger areas. And I'll give you an example. The Central Park in San Pedro, which is where everyone comes, takes their picture, is right in town. We're able to manage that on a daily basis, no matter how overwhelming it is, right? And we're trying to use like that example and other areas to kind of expand, but we know that it has to be extracted. We need to have staff. It needs to be on a daily basis. If we can have rotations of staff, it works a lot better. We need to have effective transfer. We need to have a location to take it and to manage it. Whatever we did last year, we have to do the same exact thing this year, plus adding additional resources every year, because the sargassum is not going to disappear. It's going to continue happening every year. And when you look at countries around us that have been able to manage these specific areas, that's how it's been done, right? And it's a multitude of things. You have staff on the ground, they have big machinery, right? They have a lot of resources invested in monitoring, forecasting, understanding that is going to happen on a yearly basis, and preparing every single year. And every year you add to the preparation from the previous year. And I think that is the unfortunate part of a lot of us, not only in Belize, but in other areas, that we're still kind of waiting for it to just disappear, for it to stop happening. And another issue I see is that people are waiting for like one solution that's going to magically appear and get rid of the sargassum. That's not going to happen. We have to treat sargassum the same way we're treating hurricanes. We have a response plan. We implement it at the beginning of the year, and we do that every single year back to back.
Rosado also spoke of the financial strain on both the San Pedro Town Council and property owners who spend thousands to keep the beach as clean as possible.
I know the San Pedro Town Council spends more than $1 million cleaning up sargassum, and that is just staff, that is just maintaining vehicles, that is just maintaining the equipment, and it's considerable, because that doesn't count additional equipment that you need, right? The salt takes a toll on the equipment, the vehicles. The maintenance is high. Plus, you also need additional vehicles. So when you're spending so much money just on the regular cleanup, right, it's very demanding because on top of that, you have to figure out where to buy additional equipment, right? And when you look at property owners are spending $20,000 to $30,000, $40,000 to clean up their beach. And these are property owners that have like 100 feet of beach, right? But because they depend a lot on tourism, they have to invest in the staff and the equipment. And it might seem kind of basic on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, but if it happens every year, all year round, then that cost really accumulates. And just for instance, think last year we had sargassum for 38 weeks. So that's almost the entire year. We just get a break of like 1 or 2 months. Previously, when sargassum started coming in, if for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, some years it comes in, some years it doesn't, some years is a little bit better. But I think for like the past 3-4 years, it's been every single year, almost the entire year. We just get those small breaks in between. And the weather helps us, and mostly like when we have the north season, those north winds kind of give us break. But those breaks are only enough for us to go back and look at the areas where we had heavy accumulations and try to catch up. It only gives us time for the staff to take their day off. It only gives us time for the vehicles and equipment to go into maintenance. And by the time you're barely recovering from that, the sargassum comes back in. So yeah, it is very challenging, but as I said, we have to take it out of the water, we have to manage it, and we have to keep doing it every year.
The Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future is providing a $300,000 emergency response grant as immediate financial relief to coastal hotels and tourism businesses severely impacted by the ongoing sargassum crisis. Named the Rapid Response Support to Coastal Hotels for Sargassum Management and Cleanup, the 6-month project is being implemented by the Belize Tourism Industry Association in partnership with the Belize Hotel Association. The initiative aims to support approximately 40 beachfront properties across heavily affected destinations including San Pedro, Caye Caulker, Hopkins, St. Bite, Placencia, and offshore islands by reimbursing costs for sargassum cleanup, beach maintenance, and responsible disposal. Through a streamlined application process, the project targets the monthly removal of at least 1,250 wet tons of sargassum and the continuous maintenance of 12,000 linear feet of beachfront, which will simultaneously protect local livelihoods and create temporary employment for about 200 workers. The emergency funding addresses both the immediate economic strains on the tourism sector and the broader social implications for coastal areas. Highlighting the urgency of the situation, Dr. Leandra Cho Ricketts, Executive Director of the Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future, emphasized the widespread repercussions of the influx. She stated, quote, "When sargassum overwhelms our beaches, the impact reaches far beyond tourism. It affects jobs, families, public health, and coastal communities. This grant helps ensure that affected businesses have the support to respond quickly and responsibly," end quote. Looking beyond immediate cleanup efforts, the Belize Fund is also partnering with the Ministry of Blue Economy and Marine Conservation to develop a comprehensive national sargassum response plan and explore long-term economic opportunities to convert the annual influx into useful commercial products. The young leaders of the Americas Initiative, YLI, in partnership with the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Embassy in Belize, is currently hosting the 3-day 2026 Regional Entrepreneurial Forum at the Fort George Hotel in Belize City. YLI is a flagship fellowship program funded by the U.S. Department of State and implemented by the International Research and Exchanges Board. Launched in 2015, it is designed to empower emerging businesses and social entrepreneurs from Latin America, the Caribbean, and Canada. Some 25 entrepreneurs from the Caribbean and 8 from Belize attended the forum. On Thursday, we spoke with U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Catherine Beamer, who spoke of the significance of this special regional forum. We also spoke with Belizean fashion designer Ranelli Rakenya and Michelle Samuel, an entrepreneur from St. Lucia, who both shared their experiences thus far. And a school trip turned into an hours-long ordeal today when a bus transporting students from Duck Run to Cayo to Shipstern in Sartineja and Corozal became severely stranded near the Pueblo Nuevo bridge in Corozal. Recent heavy rainfall left the shoulders of the narrow roadway soft and unstable, causing the incident. As the bus driver navigated the stretch, one of its rear wheels sank deep into the muddy terrain. In an attempt to maneuver the vehicle out of the soft ground, the rear wheel reportedly broke off completely. Fortunately, no injuries were reported, and all students, teachers, and passengers were safely evacuated from the vehicle. The Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing previously acknowledged that a 200-meter section near the Pueblo Nuevo Bridge has been plagued by severe ground settlement and recurrent flooding, requiring specialized intervention. To permanently resolve the issue, Taiwan stepped in with an additional $4.4 million grant. This funding is being used to construct a brand new specialized 200-meter bridge structure right through that unstable terrain at Mile 3 to bypass the sinking roadway entirely. Construction on this new bridge began in May 2026 and is scheduled to be completed by the end of the year. And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again Monday at midday. Join us again Monday for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend.